The last thing I expected to see while folding laundry on a quiet Tuesday night was my own face filling the TV screen. Not the face I had now, older, thinner, hair cut short to hide the years and grief. No, the face staring back at me was the woman I used to be. The reporter spoke calmly, almost casually. Authorities are searching for this woman, wanted for something she didn't do. A younger version of me. Same smile. Same eyes. Same birthmark under the left ear. I staggered backward, my throat closing as the room tilted. Because the name beneath the photo wasn't mine. It was the one I abandoned 10 years ago. I changed my name after the fire. That's what everyone in town called it, the fire. A simple word for a night that ruined everything. No one knew the details. That was the point. Emma Hale had died, officially. Burned beyond recognition in a cabin accident in upstate New York. But I hadn't been inside when it happened. I was standing outside, watching the flames swallow my old life whole. I let the world believe I was gone. I built a quiet existence in a new town, under a new name, Alyssa. Subtle, forgettable, normal. I taught art at the middle school. I volunteered at the library. I lived alone by choice. And then the news broadcasted a woman who looked exactly like my old self. Not similar. Not close. Identical. And she wasn't missing. She was wanted. Wanted for something she didn't do. Or something I didn't do. My hands trembled as I reached for the remote, but the anchor said one more thing before I could turn it off. She was last seen near Willow Street, possibly carrying personal items belonging to the victim. Willow Street. 2 blocks from my house. My stomach plunged. Someone was walking around in my old skin. I replayed the broadcast twice, recording it on my phone. Each time, my heartbeat became louder, like a drum echoing inside my skull. The photo they used wasn't a mugshot. It wasn't pulled from public databases. It was personal. A picture taken in my old apartment, years before I disappeared. I remembered the lamp in the background, the chipped frame on the wall, the skirt I wore that day. No one should have that picture. I dug through an old metal box hidden underneath my bed, the only things I kept from my past life. The photo wasn't there. Someone had taken it. Someone who knew Emma Hale. Someone who knew I wasn't dead. Outside, a car slowed in front of my house. I peeked through the blinds and caught a glimpse of a dark SUV with tinted windows. It lingered. Too long. Watching. I stepped back, pulse hammering. A knock echoed through the house. Sharp. Firm. Miss Alyssa? A voice called. This is Detective Rowan. We'd like to speak with you. Detectives. At my door. The same night my old face appeared on TV. I didn't move. Didn't breathe. Another knock. We believe you may have seen the suspect. The suspect. Myself. I backed away, shaking. I couldn't open the door. Not yet. Not until I understood who or what was walking around looking like me. I slipped out through the back and ran. The cold night air sliced at my cheeks as I made my way across the quiet neighborhood, sticking to shadows, avoiding streetlights. I headed toward the only place I could think of, the school. It would be empty, dark, safe, maybe. Inside my art classroom, I locked the door behind me and collapsed into a chair. Why now? Why bring Emma Hale back from the dead? On my desk, the moonlight caught the edge of something, a small square object placed precisely in the center. A photograph. My breath stopped. It was the same picture shown on the news, printed cleanly, neatly, as though from a professional source. On the back, in handwriting identical to my own.
She's still alive.
A chill ripped through me. She? Who? Footsteps echoed in the hallway. Slow. Measured. Coming closer. I turned off the lights and crouched behind a bookshelf. The footsteps stopped outside my door. A soft, female voice whispered, Alyssa, I know you're in there. Not a detective. Not a stranger. My own voice. Perfectly matched. I pressed a hand over my mouth to keep from screaming. A shadow moved under the door. A silhouette that matched mine. I need you, the voice whispered. Come out, please. Then silence. When I finally gathered the courage to look, the hallway was empty. But taped to the door with red string was another note. You took my life. Now take it back. I fled the school before sunrise. At home, the calendar on my wall, one I hadn't touched in weeks, had a red circle around today's date. And beneath it, the day she wakes up. I grabbed my bag and left again, heading to the one place I'd sworn I'd never return to, the cabin where I faked my death. It was still standing, blackened timbers half collapsed, the air thick with the scent of old smoke and rot. I stepped inside cautiously, flashlight trembling in my hand. Something snapped beneath my foot. A necklace. One I had thrown into the fire that night, a small silver locket with my initials. Inside, the burned photo was gone, replaced with another message. I survived. My lungs froze. Someone else had been there that night. Someone I didn't check for. Someone who didn't die. Memories rushed back. A scream behind me. A shadow in the smoke. A hand reaching through the flames. I'd run. I hadn't looked back. A cold wave of nausea hit. The woman on the news wasn't me trying to reclaim my identity. It was her. The woman who should have died in my place. The woman who had watched me escape. The woman who decided to become me. I heard footsteps crunching outside the cabin. Slow. Deliberate. I turned off my flashlight and held my breath. A figure stepped into the doorway. My height, my shape, my hair. When she lifted her face, moonlight touched her features. My features. Perfectly replicated. Down to the mole on my wrist. Down to the faint scar above my eyebrow. Hello, Emma, she said, using the name I'd abandoned. I've been waiting a long time. My throat dried. Who are you? She smiled, a hollow, stretched smile that didn't reach her eyes. I'm who you were supposed to save. Images hit me like blades. Someone trapped inside the burning cabin, someone I'd left behind. You died, I whispered. No, she said softly. I lived. But I burned. And the only way to keep living was to become someone else. Me. She nodded. You didn't deserve to walk away from that night, she said. So I took the name, the face, the voice. She stepped closer, shadows bending around her like smoke. But I need the rest, she murmured. Your life, your identity, all of it. My heart slammed against my ribs. I didn't mean to leave you, I whispered. She tilted her head. Meaning doesn't matter. Consequences do. Then she held up a small, charred object. A police badge. With this, she whispered, I framed the woman you used to be. The world will hunt you. I just have to wait until they find you. She leaned in, lips barely moving. And when they do, I will take your place completely. I ran from the cabin, branches clawing at my jacket, lungs burning. Behind me, her footsteps followed, calm and patient, like she already knew how this would end. I don't know how long I ran before the forest spat me out onto the shoulder of an empty road. The sky was lightening. Morning was coming. Somewhere in town, my old face was plastered on every police bulletin. Somewhere, detectives were looking for her, thinking it was me. Somewhere, she was slipping deeper into my life. And I had no proof she wasn't me. Because she was. Perfectly. Every detail. Except one. Her eyes. They were mine, but wrong. Too dark. Too hollow. Like something had taken root inside them and refused to leave. I don't know where to go now. Not home. Not the school. Not anywhere familiar. She'll find me. She said she only needs one thing left to finish becoming me. My body. My breath. My life. And as the sun rises, I can't shake the final truth gnawing at my mind. Maybe the woman on the news wasn't wanted for something she didn't do. Maybe she was wanted for something I did. If you saw your own face on the news, your old face, wanted for a crime you didn't commit, would you hide from the world? Or chase the version of you trying to replace you? Would you go back if it called you? Let me know below.